People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
So recently I went to ZIA Records to trade in a bunch of stuff that I no longer wanted and a bunch of stuff that I found at Goodwill that I had the intention of selling. And I got back a pretty good amount of store credit. I usually go for the store credit because the cash is never that great. And I mean, I'm going to use that cash that they give me to buy stuff anyways. So this time around, I traded in a bunch of stuff that I maybe paid 20 bucks for, maybe about $30 at the most. I got at least $80, a little over $80 in store credit.
Money, 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 money.
So that was a pretty good exchange. It's very hard to come by that kind of exchange in a lot of places nowadays. You can go to FYE and take like stuff you paid maybe 100 bucks for or something. They'll want to give you like $10.
So how much were you looking to get out of it?
$1,000.
I also got some Yu-Gi-Oh cards out of them, but I won't show you guys that because you don't care. But anyway, let's get into the Blu-rays here. So first up, we have two movies in a series that I really love. They're not all great, and that's okay, but I love me some cheesy creature features and B-horror films. But I got Tremors 5, Bloodlines, and Tremors A Cold Day in Hell. This is the sixth one. They're not great movies, I will admit that, but they're just so entertaining. So like these last three movies is kind of like the kind of newer trilogy in a way. But anyway, I really love these movies. I think they're fantastic. Next up, we have The Long Kiss Goodnight with Gina Davis and Samuel L. Jackson. I've been looking for it on Blu-ray for quite some time. This is actually a used copy, but it is actually in very good condition. I love it when I find Blu-rays like at ZIA Records or wherever, and they're just like in pristine condition, like they've never been watched. I love that. I truly appreciate that. You know, if you're a collector and even though you're getting rid of all your stuff, it's always good to make sure all your stuff's good because otherwise you're not going to get a good trade-in anyway. We have The Long Kiss Goodnight, very cool action flick from the 90s. Gina Davis, I think, does her like best work in this because before this, you kind of used to seeing her in like a little bit more wholesome roles. Even at the beginning of this film, she's like a regular boring housewife, I guess.
Gina Davis is a real man's man.
She has amnesia, so she doesn't really know where she came from or whatever. She just remembers, you know, waking up on a beach. Until one day a guy comes along and breaks into her house and tries to kill her. And along the way, she finds out that in her past life, she was an assassin. This is something I've been wanting for a really long time, but I could just never find it or never find it for a decent price. So I finally found it for a decent price. And that is Jet Li in The One. Now, this is one of my favorite Jet Li movies. I love the visual effects in this movie, even if they don't hold up to this day. So I have rewatched it again since buying this, and I still really enjoy it. It's not the greatest. This is definitely a movie that I think could benefit from a remake because I think it just update a lot of the effects. It's one of those movies that I think has a very good premise, but the execution of it is not that great, but still really fun. It's Jet Li fighting Jet Li from a different universe, so I mean, and it has Jason Statham with hair.
Fresh fish.
Got a pretty mouth. I'm nobody's bitch. You are mine.
We have Dragonheart 5 movie collection. I saw this and it's relatively new. It just came out pretty recently, I think this year. They had it on sale for 10 bucks, so I figured why not get it. The first Dragonheart film I think is fantastic. The second one is really weird. It's really cheaply made and it feels like a made for TV movie. I feel like it was supposed to be like the pilot for a TV show or something because it feels very TV-esque. It's very family friendly. And the third film is actually a prequel of sorts, with events happening before the first two. But the third, fourth, and fifth kind of align with each other, and I think that makes for a better story because the fourth one is actually one of my favorites. The first one's still the best one, but the fourth one, the story in that follows the story from the third one, and it just fleshes out all of this like lore and all these characters and stuff. I thought it was actually really, really good. Last four here are 4Ks, and we have Total Recall on 4K. This was $10 with this really cool slipcover. I had been hearing that the transfer on this was actually very, very good. People were not kidding. The quality on this 4K is absolutely fantastic. I think it's one of the better transfers that I've seen in a long time. I really love seeing the transfers from older movies because I remember a lot of these older films and how crappy they look sometimes on DVD. Being able to see how much they've progressed in terms of picture quality and sound is actually really cool. Because I absolutely hate it when we get older movies on Blu-ray or 4K and they look like absolute shit.
This is whack! I can't get jiggy with this shit!
Next up, this is an upgrade and it was $8. We have Hacksaw Ridge with this really cool slipcover. I already had this on Blu-ray, but just wanted to upgrade. This movie looks really good already on Blu-ray, but the 4K kind of just like sharpens it up a little bit. It's not, in my opinion, it's not like a huge improvement, but it is noticeable. Next up, we have The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. The only thing I don't like is that the other two films in the Conjuring series are not on 4K, which is really annoying, but I just didn't want to get this on Blu-ray. I wanted to get the 4K because I wanted to see how good it looks, and it actually looks really good. This one I actually did enjoy. It's more of like kind of a mystery thriller in a way, as opposed to the regular haunted house, exorcism, you know, demon possession film. And that put a lot of people off. A lot of people just wanted them to do the same exact thing, which in my opinion is very, very boring. I'm already not a huge fan of horror movies, so I don't want to see a horror franchise just recycle the same thing over and over and over. So I actually appreciated what they tried to do with this one. And lastly, we have A Quiet Place Part 2. This is one that I've been kind of holding out for to find at ZIA on 4K for a really good price, which I did. But yeah, very, very good movie, very entertaining. I'm glad we got to see like the beginnings of the alien invasion, which is always my favorite part of a kind of post-apocalyptic kind of disaster film. Yeah, very, very good movie. I know this is on top of like a lot of people's list, and I am in the minority when I say that I still enjoy the first one better. I know a lot of people have been saying that it's actually superior to the first one, but I don't think so.
You're wrong. Here's why. In fact, you're nowhere close to being accurate.
I don't know. I'm probably in the minority in that, but I still enjoy the first one better. So that was it, you guys. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of everything I picked up at ZIA Records. I would say it's actually a pretty good trade-in for everything. Like I said, I got about $80 in store credit, and I bought all of these and a few Yu-Gi-Oh cards that were not cheap. So I think I did pretty well. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. Be sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't, hit the bell notification to be notified when I drop a video because I'm very inconsistent. And yeah, until next time, fellow foxes. So recently I've been doing these kind of parody / satirical Blu-ray hunting videos, and I've had a lot of fun with them. So much time and effort went into making them as good as possible, even if they are supposed to be kind of dumb. I put in a lot of effort into making them as funny as possible. So with how much time and energy I spent in making them, they've actually come to be some of my favorite videos that I've done in a long time. And the irony of it all is that it's kind of reignited my love for my old Blu-ray haul videos. That's what I got into doing YouTube for, was to show off a lot of movies that I was buying at the time, and to show off movies that I bought that not too many people usually have in their collections or take the time to kind of check out. Who would have thought that I would rediscover the joy that I get by showing you guys the movies that I bought and throwing in some, like, you know, humorous clips in and out of the video. That's my favorite part. If I couldn't do that, I would legitimately not want to do videos at all. I hate to toot my own horn here, but I think that my comedic timing with these clips is top notch. It's a lot better than a lot of people that I've seen. A lot of people try to do what I do in terms of funny clips and funny editing, but they just fail miserably. But don't give up, keep trying. I'm just naturally good at that because I'm a hilarious person.
Ha ha, very funny, motherfucker!
But just because you aren't doesn't mean you should give up. Keep trying.